I'm Frankie from ashridgetrees.co.uk, and today I'm going to show you how to plant a mixed fruit orchard. Today is a great day for planting. It's February, it's a little bit busy, but it's a perfect time to plant bare root trees. So the first thing you need to think about is where you're actually going to plant your trees, so find the perfect site. You want somewhere that's got really good drained soil, and you want at least 6 to 8 hours of sunlight a day. Here is my site. As you can see behind me, what I've done is I've actually marked out the area and with these old stumps just to show where I want to plant my fruit trees. You want to plant them about 20 to 30 feet apart. This ensures good light that gets to the canopies of the trees. Make sure that they don't grow too close together so that when they're in full growth they have room to produce the fruits that you want. So today we're doing a mixed fruit orchard, but you can use the same techniques today for just an apple orchard, pear orchard, the list goes on really. So what I've got today, we've just chosen some trees from our family, what we want to grow, what we like to eat, and I suggest you do the same. So I've got here, so this first tree, I've got a Prunus avium summer sun cherry tree. So these are all half standard trees, so they're going to grow to be nice big trees, fruit trees. So I've got a couple of cherries here, a couple of apples and a pear tree. And what you can do, you can go onto our website, you can get your bare root trees, and we've already got a pre-made fruit tree collection that you can just go and buy and plant those, and they have been picked pollination partners, so you don't have to worry anything about that. But if you're unsure and you want to select exactly the trees that you want, you can go onto our website, look at our pollination checker, and that will show you the right trees that will pollinate each other, help fruiting. So just go to our website and have a look around. So let's get planting our trees. What you'll need is a spade, you will need your stakes, your ties, possibly mulch mats and pegs, some root growth, probably some gloves, and you'll want a mallet at some stage for banging in those stakes. You may also want tree guards. We have lots of rabbits and deer here, so it's just good to protect the trees from nibbly creatures. One of the other things you may need is some extra compost. I've got really good draining soil here, so I've got some excess soil that I'm going to use to backfill the holes in with. And now I've got my 2 apples. So I've actually already planted Bramley apple, which I will show you at the end of this video, and I've got also 2 eating apples. So I've got the Katie, which is really juicy and fruity, and then I've also got Cox's orange pippin. Some of you may know, this is in the Roald Dahl books and something I grew up with, and I've always wanted to try Cox's orange pippin, so that's why I'm planting that today. Now I've got the trees in place of where I want to plant them. I've just moved one slightly away from where I'm going to dig. What I'm going to do is dig a square hole, probably twice the size of the actual roots, just to make sure I can get all the roots in. You want to dig kind of a square hole instead of a round one. Sometimes if you dig a round one, the roots will kind of follow that roundness and keep spinning around, and actually doesn't encourage them to spread out. So it's actually good to dig a square hole. So that's what I'm going to do now with my spade. So I'm just going to move this out the way. That's where I want to plant it, and I'm going to start digging. So what I'm going to do is take off this top layer of grass. I'm just going to move that out the way because I don't want that, and then I'll start digging down and keep the soil that I'm going to backfill. So you'll see on here where the root collar is. So you'll see that bit here where it just kind of chunked out. And what you want to do is make sure that you don't put the soil above that. So you want to kind of go below that here, make sure the whole root's covered, and just that will be kind of where you want your soil to cover over. So I'm going to dig down probably quite by that much, and then plonk it in the hole and just see where I'm at. And what I'll probably do is put a stake across the hole just to make sure that it's level, and we'll go from there. This soil is excellent for growing crops and things in, but there are places where it's a little bit rocky, so you'll probably see me working my butt off in a minute, trying to dig down. So just bear with me, I'll probably speed the tape up. Just trying to break some of that rock up. Okay, so now I've dug down deep enough. I can see that the soil is going to cover those roots really nicely. I've just taken a picture to show you the level of where that collar is and where the roots are going to be. So remember, what you want to do is make sure you don't hammer the stake in the middle of the hole, because that's obviously where your tree is going to go. I'm just going to do it slightly to the side, leaving a bit of a gap so that I can tie my tree to the stake. Level to do this and make sure it's level. I'm just going to go by eye. I have been told that you should put your stakes in sideways. This is to make sure that if you ever want to take the stake out once your tree is established, it doesn't interfere with the roots. Okay, that is nice and sturdy there. Now that is not going to be moving from any prevailing winds, and that's going to keep your tree nice and secure. Okay, so now we're going to plant the tree. So today I've obviously spread out the trees and I've had the roots exposed. Today is absolutely fine. It's an overcast day, it's quite a damp day, so it's not going to do the roots any damage. However, if it's a sunny day that you're planting, or in general, what I would say is just either keep the roots in the bag, keep them in the shade, so that those roots don't get damaged by any sunlight or anything. What we're going to do now is plant the tree. I'm going to give the roots a little bit of a water, and then I'm going to place it into the hole. I'm going to backfill it slightly, and then I'm going to add a little bit of root grow onto the roots just to help with growing, and I'm going to completely backfill, and let's go. Here we go. I've got my watering can. One of the things I didn't say to get, so I'm just going to give the roots a really nice water, make sure they're nice and damp. Okay, I'm going to place the tree in the hole there. I'm getting that long root just kind of out the way. There we go, and that's gonna sit nicely there. I think that's going to look really good. So just adjust it slightly. What I'm going to do, because I've got no help today, and this is quite handy. Obviously, if I just leave that, it might just fall. So I've just grabbed my tie, and I'm just going to very lightly secure it to the stake, just so it helps me with my backfilling. So this is just really to the real bottom part of the root. Okay, now I've got my root growth. What I'm going to do is just going to do a light sprinkling over the roots there and into the soil hole. You don't need loads, just a good sprinkle on the roots. It just gives your plants the best start. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to position this slightly better, just to make sure it's upright. So that's about right, I think. So I'm just going to grab some more soil and start backfilling it. Now at this stage, what you might want to do is just slightly lift it and push it down again. Just get some more soil underneath, and then carry on backfilling. Just make sure it's still positioned correctly. That's lovely. Okay, I'm just going to grab a bit more soil now. Okay, so I've just got some extra soil. I'm just going to slightly now just tread down over the root, securing it in place. Da, 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 da. There we go. Okay, and now I'm just going to add some more on the top. That's still nice and straight. Just at all times, just make sure it's still in the position that you want it. Such good soil here. Very lucky. Just going to put the rest of that soil in. Now, even though I don't think we're due too much rain, we are due a little bit of rain, but it's always good to water it in. If you're expecting some very dry days coming up, just make sure you're still watering it. Obviously they're very new trees, so they need a good water. So I'm gonna put the whole watering can on this tree. Just gonna all the way around, make sure the roots are getting some watering. So next up, we're now gonna put the mulch mat on. What you've got is that slit there, which obviously you're planning on putting up by the side of the tree. Now I just need to expand mine slightly, because obviously I've got the stake there. So I'm just going to cut along, and then just check to see if you've cut enough. I've not quite, actually no, that's about right I think. So I'm just going to push that down, like that. Push around there, that looks so tidy actually. Okay, so now I'm just going to peg it down. I'm going to peg it in the middle there. You don't really need to use too much force, it's just to secure it in place really. Make sure those naughty rabbits don't dig it up. And I believe you get 5 or 6 pegs per pack. So you can buy our tree planting packs, and they just come with your mulch mat, your pegs, your stake, your ties. And it's just a really cost-effective way to buy everything you need for planting your trees. So I've got my tree guard. I'm just push this tie way up here. Now actually, this is higher, do you see, than the branches there. So I'm going to have to just cut it so that it's below those first branches that are coming out. And look at that, lovely. Like so, and that's nice and securely into place. I'm just going to move this little bit around here so it doesn't rub on anything, and fasten that there. And there we've planted our first tree for our orchard. This is the cherry tree, and we're now going to go on to planting the next ones. So it's the same process, and hopefully I'll speed up the video for this. I'm just going to go all the way around and off I go. So as you can see, now we have the whole 6 trees there, and lovely. It's going to be a great orchard, and hopefully I'll let you see the progress of it, how it's going. But it's that simple. It's extremely easy to plant your own fruit trees. You know, I did it in about 3 hours, but I mean, you know, with videos and things like that, it would have been a lot less. So order your trees today. You don't need huge amounts of space, but you can definitely plant your own orchard. Thanks for watching.